lost in words unspoken.
All right, everybody. Hey, it's Paul with the Bass, Washington State Bass Federation. Hey, I thought it'd be a great time to jump on, run through a few things, things that have taken place, that are going to be taking place. I'm going to kind of sit back, just kind of chill for. Um, Not that I know a lot of you guys are probably out fishing. Great. I pretty beat up over the winter, and I had some things to get, or not winter, but over the semi, and had a few things I needed to get together. So, um, not sure who that is that checked in, but feel free to welcome. Hi. Always don't mind if well, actually, we'd love to have the shares and the follow and the likes. Kind of important. We are on a new to try to bigger, better, larger sponsor. Bass Federation. We've gotten through our first year of our 501c3. But he's there, as a nonprofit. It makes it a little easier. So, many of you guys know, and some don't know, we have semi-nationals or national semifinals with TV on Boardman. The event was, weather was great, a little bit too, no wind, current of much. Fishing was a little, but everybody seemed to bag out. I mean, the big fish were kind of clean, but hey, that's fishing. We're all used to it. This time in Columbia, slow the flow down. One of the big things I would with while I'm sitting here, you'll notice the code at the um, left top page. I'm also just opening up a another QR code. I will flash shortly again. I'm gonna take it down. These are for sponsor. They gave us a short term to see how we did. They stepped up to the valley. This is high time, and it's high time energy. They in lithium batteries, great product. I've heard a lot of people talking about them that have came through and talked about just using them for a couple of years, no issues. I know one angler said he had one battery that went down. Quick email, and they sent him another one right very lightweight. Um, when I say that light up, we put together a deal literally Thursday night as they express battery, a 12-volt 100 amp hour that we gave away at the event. They said I've got a flag sitting behind me here. Um, Flags that had a different product in it, shirts, hats. Um, some of the anglers took them. Most of us are pretty specific about what tackle we were throwing. Many of us are involved in the Cast for Kids event. We donated those unused tackle packs, the Cast for Kids event, which we all know is a great, great and time and commitments. I volunteer my time every year here in Washington for. I would suggest everybody does. And young disabled, the smiles that are on these kids' faces, these young disabled, will just make an impression that'll last a lifetime. But with that, has a contest going very soon. It is called Go Electric. The QF will get you directly there on their lifetime website, which let's see, did I put there? ticker tape. If not, I apologize, but it is always on our Facebook pages. Go sign up, and win your portion of $20,000. It's just basically you enter a little bit of information, put up a couple pictures of fishing or your battery setups or um, like I said, it doesn't cost you anything to enter. And those that are moving towards lithium, which is something I need to make the move to because I'm carrying 5 Group 31. Uh, after feeling that lithium battery that we gave away at the national semifinals, I realized I can cut about 400 pounds of weight off a little bit more speed. Speaking of speed, I know a lot of you have seen the lady came down from the tournament angler who um, that guide boat down in the clear fog was not a part. There was no attempt to make the turn. The without passing, from observation, he was distracted, not looking where he was going. A sad issue. Um, we had a similar issue that happened between two of the Oregon national semifinals. One boat was out in, another boat was on their way out. They throttled the plane. By the time they came down the plane and seen the boat, it was too late. They ended up running over the bow. So, guys, take this off season, refreshers on the rules. Always be, and I mean, always pay attention to your surroundings, what's in front of you. We was fortunate enough damage to 2 boats. A few seconds later, it could have been bad, and I have, nor will I disclose the individuals' names that uh, happened to have the accident there. So, boating safety is very important. It only takes a minute to make a mistake. So, once again, that being said, I want to again thank Lifetime for all of their. We're looking forward to a long deal with them. It's a great product, get behind, and obviously the wait up in quick order to get us swag and stuff. Anglers, yeah, I just can't thank those guys over at Lifetime enough. Next topic, and I got my little note on the side this time so I don't lose track of where I am, but released today edition of the Casting Chronicles. Now, many have seen the new e-magazine. We send this out in emails, so guys, if you had any involvement with the Washington State Bass Federation, check your emails, check your spam folders. You should have, a copy of that in your email up on all the Facebook pages, the Bass page, my page of Bassins. It's on Evergreen's page. Click the link. These are very important. It captures for sponsorships and advertisers. More outreach that we're able to unleash and can show these sponsors, the better. And let's be honest, sponsorships relate to additional things that we can do for the anglers in the state. Washington's profit. We don't. Organization is 100% volunteer. We don't receive any money. Goes to support and help the members of Washington State. As the way the TBF is structured and Washington State Bass Federation being a state chapter of the Washington State Bass Federation, or the TBF. The TBF is the only member-owned, largest grassroots organization in the United States. So your participation is basically in everything that goes on is that is a part of you or things that you do. So that in mind, this is not a corporation trying to benefit and profit from anglers. In all actuality, we're out here trying to work to give the state more opportunities. So I would welcome everybody to support. When you come up, if you're a member of a club that's not a TBF member, reach out to them. We don't have to. It's not 100% membership requirement of a club to be a TBF member. One of the benefits of being a TBF club is the insurance event, and should have the incident there at Boardman taken. That's what those insurance policies are for. Clubs that are operating tournaments are not doing event insurance yourself and opening up to undue risks. Uh, if you're president or an operator of one of those events and you're not carrying event insurance and something like that happens, you having anything personal value is probably none, nil. House, your cars, any assets you yeah, you're not being protected as you should be under these events. So reason to join and be a TBF member club, because that is provided and it doesn't cost the clubs any money as well. So the Casting Chronicles we put as a second edition. It's October. I've highlighted, semifinals. There's pictures of the winners, pictures of the our Washington State anglers that participate. There's some tips and tricks on finesse fishing as we're moving deeper into fall and closer to winter. That most of you get a drop shot or wacky rig or all shaky, any other finesse. But these are good reminders, things you can read up, get a tip out of there that makes sense. I've also included a highlight story of Des Ruffin. Now, most of you guys on the Washington State area know who Des is. He's been around for a while. I don't know that everybody understands how important Des was to the State Bass Federation. Way, um, go read that story now. And I will say this: at the end of the day, next time you see, because without Des, the Washington State Bass Federation may have not been here. So go check out the Casting Chronicles. Yeah, and like I said, it's this time. Got a few advertisements in it, but most of it is about the national semifinals. I'll be working issues starting this month. Any suggestions for a particular article or something that they would like to read or know about, feel free to message me, email me at abassins.com. You can message me on the Wabass Facebook Messenger as well. So I'm not hard to reach. Most of you probably got my phone numbers or a way to contact me, but if not, also on the wabass.org page, we have all the officers that's on the current board. Contact information. My number is on that in the club officers or board members. So feel free to give me questions there. So we have ended and concluded the 5 season for the qualifiers, starting the 2026 season. And those qualifiers actually kick Spokane Valley Marine or not Spokane Valley Marine, but Spokane Valley Club East Side. They held a tournament. That is the first qualifier. We are running the same Angler of the Year. So to qualify under that Angler of the Year, same partners and a minimum of events and be highest in points over. And with all the different qualifiers that are out there, you can choose like more suited to your types of fishing or you're more comfortable with. On the east side, they are on the west side. So, um, unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to do much for advertisement this weekend's event. But the next two qualifiers up in the queue are, and these are long time opens that most of you guys are used to, but the 25th at Lake Washington, the Memorial team entry is $100 with big bass $20 buy side pot, and they want to bring 2 unwrapped toys for kids ages 2 to 7. Those items, as they have been in the past, will be donated to the Pierce County Santa Cops. So obviously, it's a way for us to give back to the good event. And Puyallup Hog Hunters have always done a great job at that event. That will be qualifier number 2. On that same, if this more suits, would be the Whatcom Open. Details on it. I'm hoping somebody from North End Bass will get me some information so I can get it posted. That too is, um, and they had a standing event, so it's the last fish on Whatcom this year. So if that's your interest, I would keep my eyes open for the open. That too will be a qualifier. And on how well those qualifiers, the angler. So unlike years in the past, to send 2 anglers, one boat angler directly to nationals. They didn't have to fish the same. They won their spot by fishing a minimum team member, BF obviously. But they fished a minimum of events as a team, and ended the season with the most points for those 3 events, right? And it chooses 12, 13 qualifiers, and then take your top 3. Um, McKenna on the boater side and Aid on the co-angler side, they were our anglers of the year. They received the Trophy Hammer Award. They also received custom rod built by Buford's Custom Rods. These rods were valued almost to the 4-figure side. They were engraved with their customized with in the rod themselves. So congratulations to those 2 guys as they go forward to the nationals. Now, as for the qualifier, to qualify to get to semi-nationals, you have to fish 2 events. This one you don't have to fish with the same partner as long as you be a TBF member. You can even fish with a non-TBF member in your boat. You have to fish 2 events to qualify, right? We have enough participation. It really doesn't matter how you finish. You can finish last in both events. You will become a qualifier to the semi-national. To fish here to Clover Island is where we're fishing out of Columbia in September. National semifinal will be held for 2026. So it's an easy qualifying situation for you guys. So jump in, become a member of the TBF. If you're not a member, if your club's not a member, member. We've got clubs, we've got paper clubs that can help get you just a TBF membership. If that's what you need, just reach out to one of us. Help you find the right people that make the most sense. Another thing, exciting news that we're doing this year is we have secured a booth at Sportsman Show. That shows in Pyongyang, the 8th of February 1st. A lot of the reasonings there that we got to booth is at our high school program, which, many of you guys know we gave away $200,000 scholarships. We've got 4 teams that are going to be going to nationals and more. A lot of that is an out community know what we've got going on inside. It's also to reach out to new potential members, new anglers, for clubs. Would love to have all the different clubs contact me, running a our TV screen with a looped video thing, sponsors, so if you're a sponsor of the TBF or Washington State Bass Federation, stuff will be running through those videos, different interviews with different anglers, different kids, just highlighting those things, and that'll on loops for the entire from January 28th through. Another thing I want to point out is we are holding Washington State Bass Federation a board meeting live at Bass Pro. At that, we'll be voting in this next succession of we've got any interest in stepping up and helping the federation eh, job. Although I've had a lot of anglers here just in the last few months um, send out a lot of thanks, and those goes appreciated. We do it because it's important to us, and we're here. We're here to try to make things better for those anglers, or give them the opportunities they haven't had in the past. It's hard to try to avoid conflicts with a major organization they have with us. I'm not this is not a one-sided. These organizations we've started working together a little bit better than had. Anglers shouldn't have to make a choice. Well, do I want to fish, or do I want to fish a TBF, or do I want to fish West Bass, or do I want to fish a BAM, or do I want to fish something that Russ Baker's put? These shouldn't come down. You should be able to fish every event at any given time, and that's been one of my key important tasks. One of the things that's been highlighted in my process, because in Washington State, it's one of the things that makes us unique. I know, coming from Alabama, it's horrible at times. The competition's stiff. Yes, you're fishing against 300 anglers. Some names. We're a small family. We should act like part we do. And that's one of the things that really, really made me fall in love with fishing, and really wanted me to spend and really volunteer and help as much as I could with the Federation. It's that feel that makes this place special. And I just want to, continue to extend that outreach and watch new growth come in. And as the new young bucks join the organization, as they going through the high school programs, moving up in, what this actually brings as a family group. So, guys, because I'm going to tell you, a lot of country doesn't have what we have. Where, like I said, you got Willie on this, you got Russ Baker on this side. You know, we know who. We. It's not like this is enemy against enemy. The ABA and stuff. We don't need to fight. There's no. We should all work. End result should be of the state to most, and that's where you know, I just want to make that clear. So if you guys have a live feed as well, we'll set up a, so if you're not in town, you can pop on and watch and be a part of it and stuff. But if you're here around Tacoma, if you got the time, it's Pro Shop. Now I will get the time locked in, so keep you guys open for up. I will announce that, make sure everybody knows what it is. I too want to let you know that from my understanding, Santa's going to arrive that day at Pro Shop, so bring the kiddies out. Be a great time to see his arrival, get pictures with Santa Claus. Um, that is, as I know, it should change, but I believe that is going to be the case. Santa will arrive on November 1st. So I'm sure that with that, some great sales within Bass Pro Shops. And we all need more tackle, like a hole in our head. Use all need it, right? Anyway, things that we got going on, you know, after you get through the Mickelson and the Wacom Open, we can pause. So that's where the officer board meeting comes into play. That's where the sportsman show comes into play. It's the first qualifier of 2020, which would be the actual third qualifier, is the atypical that will be held at Lake Sammamish as it has been in the February 20. Guys, I definitely hope to see you guys out there again. We've had some good showing. I hope everybody's had a good time, and I'll continue to work to make that and eventful or eventless. But yeah, anyway, kick off the season. Now, I sign off here. I'm gonna go back to Washington State members are as I've mentioned previously. Cody McKee is as our angler and um, of the years, so they had got to direct the buy straight into nationals. So congratulate them. Coming out of the national semifinals, our boater is Jeffrey Ball. Congratulations to him, and our is Eduardo Bolix. They both advanced to the semi-national or to the nationals from the semis. So congratulations to them. I'm gonna play the proud as the current president of Evergreen Bass Club. I am proud that three of our club members going to the national. So our club has kind of restructured itself a little bit, as most of the members that's been are committed to and have been committed to reaching the nationals. So with that, change some formats to a certain degree. This upcoming year, we are planning on doing fun fish events instead of actually doing club tournaments. One, tournaments. Two, still one as a club member can interact. And we are deciding fun fish events, the weekend prior to the qualifying tournaments, and we will be doing those on that tournament lake. So in essence, as a club, we go out and practice together. So hopefully, if any of you guys like that concept, feel free to reach out to me. We'll get you signed up with Evergreen just because I can get you signed up. Saying leave your club, a lot of great clubs out there, and a last thing to mention is our first alternates. Should something happen, or Ed Bolich, and that would be Lambert and Des Ruffin, boater and co-angler, or respectively. So be our first up. So guys, keep that in mind. Stay tuned to new happenings. Please, by all means, go out and read the Casting Chronicles October edition. If you didn't read September's edition, go back and find this week. Post both edition links those of you who missed it, go back and give it a read. Like I said, it's something new. It's something that I volunteered to do to the Washington State anglers in this states doing activities, you know, certain things. So um, nobody seems to really care much about us bass fishermen in Washington. Can't get any media coverage. So and a lot of guys some praise for the way they competed, everything. So I thought this magazine would be a great way and a new start. If you're not signed up on the email list, go to wabass.org, go to plans and pricing, sign up for the free um, email that just gets you on the email list so that I can send directly once a month. Check your spam folder because it may not, at least it's not intended to be sent out to add some sort of connection with Washington State Bass Federation and our member registry. So, um, oh yeah, crap! I almost forgot. We're getting that time of year too, where the tackle buy swap um, on every year is coming up. Um, I completely um, spaced that one. So guys, remember November, and hang on, I'm gonna check and find the date. Um, listed in the casting chronicle. See what date it is. Um, those that have been to the event past, it's a good place to purchase stuff um, from vendors. These are the guys that are here in Washington that make tackle. Some of it we've come to love. Some of it we don't know. Um, November 15th, and Washington State Bass Anglers Tackle Swap 26 or 2025, excuse me. Doors open at the public. Um, Vendor setup starts at 9 a.m. So sell tackle and stuff. Reach out to Dez. Like I said, this information is in the Casting Chronicles, and this it will also be in a November edition. But a great time, great event. Once again, we're mostly in the off season, so it gives us a reason to get back together and have those conversations that some of us actually miss. So with that, I want to thank Lifetime Battery again. Should have mentioned them. They're a longtime sponsor of Washington, and do a lot for this. And we got many other great sponsors. I'll make another. We put the sponsorship coming into the 2026 together. I want to give everybody a shout out, to those. In the Casting Chronicles, any of those advertisements, if you click the advertisement or the name mentions, it will take you directly to their websites. If the Light Time will go to Light Time, they'll go to their website. Our Washington State Bass Federation will come to ours. So it's a way I can direct traffic. If you're looking at something interests you, I may magazines. So click to get to one of the vendors that you're interested in. Not all of them do I have. Well, not all do have websites, and you can add phone numbers that you can click on, and phone numbers as well. I'm working through some of that to do with this magazine. So flexibility. Eventually, you'll start seeing little videos and advertising spots. And it's still new. I'm still working through the editing processes of it. I hope everybody appreciates the effort that I put into putting this out. I'm not a writer, not a publicist. I don't make anything that it takes a little bit of time to put together. 40 last month, 55 pages this month. So it's not something that just happens, with a quick snap of a finger. So I hope you guys appreciate it, but if not, I'm going to continue to do it anyway. It's just something that's worthwhile. With that being said, this is Paul from the Abassins in Washington State. You guys keep those lines tight. Let's look forward to next season. I hope to see many of you guys out at the Mickelson and Rock'em Open, depending on which one I decide will be at one of those two events. So until then, thanks for your time, and Spokane Valley Marine and all of our other sponsors, and great and a great